I decided to let you see me peel it to show you how easy it is. You don't want to cut too much off of it. Once I cut it in half, we'll get all that out the middle there. It has seeds inside of it also. It feels a little slick as you peel it. Slippery like okra. That's the feel of the peeled process. I wanted this in something like a soup or thick soup, so that's what I'm going to try to make, something like that. Now I'm going to cut it down the middle. And it has this on the inside of it. Now you cut that out. Just go around it like that and cut that out. See how that is? Very simple. But that's still good right there. We can keep that. I was just checking to make sure. That little bit right there, that circle, just go around there and get that out of there. And then you take it, which I'm going to get this here, the peel that's on this that I didn't get earlier, because of that big dent and indentation in it. And you cut it in squares like this. Turn. And then like this. Make sure you can see this. These could be stuffed. I guess they could be fried, stir fried. But like I said, I wanted a soup. And I'm going to do the rest of them. I got 2 more to do and be right back. I just put some chicken broth that I cooked with some water. To cover my vegetables. Right now I'm letting the chicken broth dissolve in here because I had it sitting in the refrigerator. I made the broth a day before when I cooked some chicken. Went on the stove top and made that broth. Now you can use bouillon instead of chicken broth. Have all those beautiful flavors in there. Well, now I'm finna melt some butter in a pan. While this is cooking right here, I moved it over. My water, chicken broth, and my vegetables in here. We're gonna melt this butter and cut up some veggies. We're gonna cut up some onions, bell pepper, and tomatoes. We're gonna stir fry our bell peppers and our tomatoes. Our onions. Now the bell peppers, to give it beautiful color, you can use the green, the red, and the yellow. That would give it that beautiful color that you would be looking for. I'm washing the bell pepper now. And let's chop that up really quick while that butter melts. Wait, let's cut this off. So what you want to do is cut your bell pepper in chunks. They don't have to really be that small because we're going to end up putting them in the blender. But small enough. Move that to the side. Cut up your onion. It's in a garbage bowl. I'm going to use the whole onion. I'm going to put this in here and let it saute. Now I believe what give your stew-like base, a cream soup like base, the colors is the vegetables that you put in it. Like the red and green peppers help out a lot. The yellow peppers, all that helps out. Now once this cooked down to a fluorescent, just cook it down, cook your vegetables. Then we're going to add some tomatoes to it. It's just easier for me to do it this way than all that on the chopping board deal. And you stir it up just a tad. Get some of that oil from that butter all over the veggies. Now we're going to let this cook. I'm going to cut up our tomato while this do its deal in the pan. Trying to stop it once. Now this has been cooking long enough for me to get my tomatoes cut up, which I cut up 2 tomatoes. I'm going to put some garlic in here. It calls for garlic. I'm using minced garlic, but clove garlic could be cooked in with it. Now I'm going to add my tomatoes. It's starting to smell wonderful in here too. And mix all that together. And tomatoes cool the heat down. Looking at this, I think it could use another tomato. It don't seem like it has enough in it. So I'm gonna do a tomato right quick. Right into the pot. See, I cook by sight also. Like I said, it didn't look like it had enough to me. Let me stir it up and see. Looks a little better. I like it to use one more. But we'll let it go like that. Gonna let it cook down. Now we're gonna turn these off. We're gonna transfer all these beautiful vegetables into the blender. All these beautiful vegetables goes right in the blender, just like this. And this right here cooks until it's tender. Let me check and see how it's coming along. Like I say, the only thing in here is water and chicken broth. This is still hard, so it has a little cooking to do. When you come back, this will be in the blender, and then I will show you the next step. Now, these are my vegetables. They are all in my blender. Now, you can use a food processor or whatever you have, but what I have is a blender. So I'm going to put this on here and try to smooth this down like I like it. That's all I want. Now all of this, let me show it to you. This is the way it looks, and it's still hot. All of this will go into this. Let me cut it down. Find my little spatula that I was working with. Well, I'll use this spoon for now. Let me put this in here. I may have to transfer pots. Hold on, let me see, can I transfer pots? I just made room in this pot by pouring off some of that watery broth because I want to put this thickness in it, and this is enough left over to get it about to the state that I want in here. Yeah. So I'm going to let this cook on a low heat. Right now it's boiling, so I'm going to turn the heat down on it and let this cook a little bit. I went on and put it in a bigger pot, y'all. I kept all the juices that I had before. Everything that you had before is in a bigger pot. And this is the way I want it to look because I have to still add my meal, my sour cream, and something else. Some of this broth into my blender and mix it all together to thicken this. It's going to make this a thicker paste. But I want this to cook a little bit more. Yes. Now, my beautiful people, I got about a cup of meal in here, which normally you will use something like mesa, a Mexican cornmeal that you make tortillas out of, the corn tortillas out of. But I don't have that, so I'm just using regular cornmeal. That meal is lighter. It's like a cornmeal and a flour mixed together. So that's like a flour tortilla, but a corn tortilla. Now I'm gonna put about a cup of this in here, and then mix it together. Everything is about a cup. A cup of sour cream, a cup of meal. Now a processor would do this fabulously. Let's see how this works. No dice, so I'm gonna have to add my liquid now. Normally you would go and process this up, but I'm have to go and add my liquid to it. It's usually about a cup, but I need a little help with my situation here. I'm gonna put this over here out the way. I'm gonna mix all that together and put it in here. That's what I'm trying to do. I was looking for a spatula, but we can go and just mix it this way for now. Try to get some of that liquid down in there. The sour cream smells wonderful. Let's see how that works now. I'm gonna show you how it looks so far. This is the way it looks so far. Kind of pulse it out. Because it's not a food processor. Let me look. Go ahead on and pour it in here. It would be normally an orange color, but I didn't use the red and peppers and all of that good stuff. But oh, that's going to be so good. The red and yellow peppers, that gives it that orangey flavor. And we're going to go in here and stir this up in here and let it cook. Now, I would say if you were making a small amount of this, you would cut the cornmeal. Cut the cornmeal to about 1/4 of cornmeal And your sour cream, about a fourth too. Because this is a quite a bit of meal that's going into this. So this has to cook. But you see what it would look like. You would take this and you would have some rice on the side and eat this with some rice. Let me give it a taste. Here we go. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. If you haven't tried this, give it a try. Like I say, cut the meal down because there's too much for this particular dish. That's why I got so much of it, because I had too much meal. And I cut the sour cream down about to 1/3 instead of a whole cup, because I only had 3 of those Chayotes. This is bad, but this is how you do it. It's still beautiful. It tastes wonderful. And thank you for joining me. Bye-bye now. Hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Trying something new on This is Val with This Is How You Do It. Bye-bye now. Well, I was dipping me up some, and I said, let me go and show y'all with me dipping me up some. Now, you can just eat this like this. Now, you don't have to have it over rice. It's a beautiful dish. Look at here. Look at here. You can just get you some rice, and you could, if you wanted to, you could put some rice in the bowl first and then pour this over. But you don't need it, y'all. Look at him. Look. Look at him. That is so good. That is so good. And this there, this is how you do it. Try a little something different sometime. You might like it. Bye-bye now.